Good evening. It's me. Sunday night, a beautiful day. My God, today it was gorgeous, and um, bike ride. Finally came home, had a little bit of an early dinner so I could start makeup, and here I am, just a little bit after 11. This is good. I'll be getting out the door before 12. That's all I need. I'm happy with that. I'm a night owl, so anyway, the outfit for tonight, for this evening, is a very casual jean skirt, dungaree, a kind of a somewhat of a not crop top, but it's kind of like to get a crop top at it, I have to go like this, okay? And but it's a beautiful night, but it's not really summer yet, but it's perfect for that, and it's very comfortable. It's kind of like having a towel over your shoulder. I like it. And yeah, blue nails. I kind of went with something a little different. I'm gonna put more rings on, and not many. I just gotta put one more. And what else? Okay, a quick topic. With all the news, I kind of look at Twitter, while I'm sitting eating dinner or whatever, and that's just kind of like get caught up on news and stuff like that, just to find out what's trending and what's happening. I'll sometimes participate and make comments, but they're generally good comments. Okay, I don't like to, say anything negative. Okay, so I don't kind of jump on the bandwagons of all this stuff that's going on. So this latest one that kind of like makes me wonder. It really brings a question to mind, because I'm a person who loves music since I was, I would say since I was like 12 or 13. I think I started listening to Boston. The band Boston was like my first introduction into like where I started really liking rock music. And so from there, I started learning about Zeppelin and stuff like that. But the thing that really, one of the artists that I kind of liked was, at that time, was Ted Nugent. Okay, and Ted Nugent did songs like Cat Scratch Fever, Stranglehold, Wang Dang Sweepy Time, stuff like that. And I really didn't, back then, I didn't really pay too much attention to the words or anything. So what it meant, even have them called Wango Tango, which really, it was, look it up, you'll find out. I can't really say what it's about here, but it's just funny because while listening to it, it was just the music I was into, really, not so much the lyrics. So I liked, and it was at the time where I just gotten my first really pretty good stereo system, okay, and I had pretty big speakers in my little bedroom and stuff like that. And here I came home with this Ted Nugent album. It was like a studio, I guess it was whatever album the Cat Scratch Fever was on. So I got that, and I like, wow, this is really good. And actually, it might have been, I don't think he had a greatest hits then, but it may have been a greatest hits album. But it was vinyl, it was LP. So this is what we bought then. So I really love this music. I said, yeah, this rocks, and it sounds good on my stereo. I'm really digging it. So I started getting more Ted Nugent stuff. I got the Double Live Gonzo, which was a 2-album set. And I really didn't know anything about Ted Nugent, what his, I guess the fact that he was like, he's an outdoorsman, okay? He hunts his own food and stuff like that. And I kind of gave him a break on that. It's like I kind of started learning about that just to hear that he was, I guess later years he started doing concerts, and you would see them on, I don't know if you've seen him on MTV, wherever I seen him, but he would go on stage with a archery, like with a bow and arrow, and shoot it across the stage into a target. But he was into like really hunting, like killing animals, and I'm not into that at all. So even though at the time I wasn't a vegetarian or anything, it was just like, I kind of didn't like that aspect that he brought that to the stage, okay? It's like, look, a lot of people hunt and stuff like that, but why are you gonna bring this along, And he played like this badass, and he was, okay? But his music was good, and I liked it, so I gave him a break on those things. Like, I'm not worried about. Even then, I didn't care about it. So, long story short, this week, Ted Nugent, as he's done so many times recently, he was trending. And I have to say, what is Uncle Ted doing now? Like, what the hell did he do that he's trending and he was like at the top of the list? Well, he was doing a farewell tour, I guess. And one of the places, he was going to places where he felt more welcome, or he assumed he would, feel more welcomed. So he was doing the South. And somewhere in Alabama, and I forget the name of the town, had canceled his date. Like, I guess he had a date for one concert, but they had canceled it and said it was because of his political views and whatnot, just his general attitude and, just the stuff that he spreads online and stuff like that. So I look at that stuff lately and I'm just like, should I stop listening to him? Like, I mean, I don't listen to a whole lot of his stuff, but when I do hear the song, or if it comes up on YouTube, like YouTube makes a suggestion to look at Stranglehold or one of his. Another example is when he was he was in a band with it was kind of like a super group with a guy from Night Ranger, someone from Styx, and but he was in this band, and they made a song called High Enough, and so I really liked that too. And it was just like, this is really great music. But every time Ted Nugent would get on, be trending, like, and you would see it in the news, and he kind of like really said some derogatory statements about Joan Jett. And this is probably like 6 months ago or something, maybe 4 months ago. And he made a comment about Joan Jett that she doesn't deserve to be, it wasn't even a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think she is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Joan Jett. But what he was hammering her for was, I should choose a better term, what he was like saying about her was, well, Guitar World magazine had called her one of the top 100 guitarists, which I don't know if I believe that either. Okay, so it's like, really, she plays guitar, but I don't know if you would put her in the top 100, but hey, why not? I mean, it makes her happy, and it's good to see, a woman especially get in there. So, but Ted Nugent had to put his 2 cents in, and he started putting her in. He made some really bad comments. And then Joan Jett had challenged him on it, and he made even worse comments. He was calling her, like, he was saying, "Oh, but we love you and everything. I just don't think you play good guitar," and all this other stuff. And it was just like one of these things. But he made some stuff that I can't believe he got away with saying, like calling her like, "Oh, yeah, you're a lesbian, right? We love that." And it's like, I can't believe he is saying this, and this isn't trending. Like, he's not getting canceled for this. We're going back 4 months or so. Okay, so he kind of said that. Now this is kind of like on the back of my mind now, and it's just like, should I boycott Ted Nugent and bands like that? I mean, even when I was younger, I made some choices about what I wanted to listen to and what I didn't want to listen to or no longer wanted to listen to based on principle. And I was too young to be doing that, but Led Zeppelin would be one of them. Led Zeppelin, what had happened with Led Zeppelin was I kind of learned about Jimmy Page buying the Boleskine house, which belonged to Aleister Crowley. And the house was in Loch Ness, Scotland, I guess, right? Is that right? And he had bought this house because it's where Aleister Crowley, his name is Crowley now, it's where he performed, I guess, magic. Okay, he was magic as in like spells and black magic and whatnot. So he was doing, and that's what Crowley used to do there. So Jimmy Page, it was said that he bought that house to do that, but he never advertised it. But when I kind of heard that, and then I also heard that Stairway to Heaven had a backwards track on it that people were interpreting as a satanic message. And being a curious kid, I actually, by this time, I think when we heard about this, it was probably, I was probably 16 or 17. Okay, because I remember I was driving at that time. I had gotten my license, gotten my car, my first car, and here what would happen was I played the record backwards, okay, and I said I could hear what this is. So on my stereo system, I was able to hit the record button on the built-in cassette player, which was a part of the same stereo system, and then physically turn the album backwards until I could hear it. And I had to hold it steady, but then I listened to it with the tape, and I was like, oh my God, he is saying something about Satan, okay? And so all of a sudden I was like disappointed. It's like, well, I love Led Zeppelin, but it's like, now I can't listen to this, right? This is bad stuff. So it was things like that when I was a kid. But you know, here I am now, you know, in 2023, and artists like Ted Nugent are just kind of like getting under my skin. The fact that he does what he does, and I feel like should I boycott it or just like ignore it and just like enjoy the music and just not pay attention to him? But anyway, sorry that was so long and drawn out, but it's something that kind of came to my thought this week, because I was like, here he is trending again, and he keeps on getting in trouble, this guy, and for a good reason, because he's being gay. Okay, so anyway, that's all I got. I'll probably return later to do a Look What the Cat Track Did video. Have a wonderful evening.